Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and I am back again, looking down on the city of Revergrad as usual. The beautiful and lovely city of Revergrad, with all its people rushing about. And it's one of the. I did a few things in between the episodes, not too much. I want to try to show you guys a bit more of the action as opposed to trying to summarize it. But I did go ahead and we built our train aggregate unloading. So we'll be able to bring train loads of gravel down here, though I'm not sure how much that will ever truly benefit us. Why don't we set another construction project since we're thinking about it. There we go. So we'll get that conveyor loaded. That'll actually be a pretty good one. It'll stop, the trucks. Now, a lot of this stuff, how much gravel are we ever really going to use in this area? I don't know. Well, but we can do it with train if we want. Corn that we'll deliver here will definitely be a pretty big plus. As a matter of fact, since the trucks that are used for this are very different than the trucks that are used for these roads, why don't we go ahead and assign those two roads while we're at it? Not overly efficient to assign multiple things, but then I think that will mean this end of the setup, what these guys can do is for the trains, will be completely assigned and or completed, which would be a good thing. Eventually I want to build these couple more houses. Now, do we need to... Now, these guys have already been assigned. I think I mentioned that. I'm trying to keep track of what I did. Sometimes it's hard to know what you did and didn't. And so I think we're in pretty good shape here in Revergrad. Let's go take a look real quick. What's going on over here. This is just sort of a mess. I tried a little bit of an experiment, and I actually put a chain signal in here. This is probably the biggest thing I was sort of really doing between the episodes. I put a chain signal here, got rid of all the signals, and it does do better. The problem I have now is because until I get this part done, I can't really set these as one way, or else they can't get in and out as you would want. So then what happens is they go on either one of these tracks, and if they happen to go around the loop, they still jam up. But they jam up less now, which is a bit encouraging. So I think, in other words, like when you have two tracks, or when you don't have two tracks that are fully functioning one way, there's no reason they both can't choose the same track and still meet, at the light, so to speak. So anyway, we're doing a bit better. Now, is there something... Let's make sure we have 4 jobs assigned. Yeah, so we have 4 jobs assigned, and you can see, they've been running for 2 minutes without running into each other, so hopefully they'll continue that trend. Yeah, so these two guys, it sort of depends on who comes in when and what they're doing. Where are you going? Really, that's the best way to get... Oh, you're probably coming back in here. See, this is the guy that... If somebody else is coming back out right now by chance, this guy would jam it up depending on which road they each chose. Like, they could choose either road, but because there's no... there's nothing telling them, no, I want you coming out on the right, they don't... they just don't do the right thing. So I want to get this little bit finished, and hopefully that will help things a little. But I also need to get all this done too, so we'll see. Oh, now you're going back home. Oh, because you were in here. Now you're... Okay. Well, whatever. Keep moving. As long as they're moving, right? And we were working on one of these 2 tracks over here, I think. Yeah, there we go. He was working on pushing this one for us. We're making some decent progress now that we're not... Now that I'm not jammed up every single second. So another thing that I did... Oh, you know what? Let's take a real quick look here. Oh, look, we have meat sitting in here. And no trucks. So great. So we are officially ahead of the meat. So we shouldn't be buying too much meat, not unless I have a slight inefficiency someplace, which I don't doubt I might. So in any event, let's see. What else can we... Oh, that's right. I took all the trucks out of this construction. And one of the things I wanted to do, now that I think about it, I put, just to make some room, I think I want to slowly, even though it's going to be a slow thing, let's just put these guys back down here. I kind of did it dumb, but let's so those two guys should head out and just go back to that, so that at least if we need to level something, we got somebody fairly close to the area. I know I could buy more, but I don't really think I need these guys up here. So there we go. So we now have a functioning construction. We actually have 3 offices that will be working on this project up here. And because these guys have paving equipment, I set them to work on this road. I think, if I'm remembering right, is that a full-fledged road? Meaning, that's all right. We got it covered, and we have a open haul here. So probably don't need 2 cement mixers at this moment, but maybe they will work on one of these buildings. And then, oh look, good, this road's done. So I was getting, just because there was no real buildings that this guy can actually reach, I'll get him working on buildings. He's like my building construction crew, but we'll get him to do some more roads for the moment. We could do this road too, and get them, you know, working up towards that. They don't have asphalt paving equipment, so I put them on just doing gravel roads, which is pretty quick anyhow. I probably should asphalt this before we get all this running, but what we can do is once this guy gets them all graveled, these guys should be done maybe doing our paved roads in town. And once that happens, then they can go off to doing construction, and these guys can come back and pave before we have people. And we do need to get this power done, which is something, you know, it's probably a good second task to give these guys. Could give them to anybody, but let's see, can we find that? Yeah. No, we can't. Can we do this one? No, that's a gravel road. I don't really need a gravel road there, do I? You know what? There we go. We're just gonna make that a dirt road, because yeah, there's no reason for that to ever be a gravel. Nobody's ever gonna drive on it after we build it, and why waste the time making it a gravel road, right? Good. Excellent. This turned out a bit goofy, but we got it past there, huh? So, anyway. Let's see. So what else is there? Well, we're going up to get our parts up here. And yeah, so everybody up here is busy for a minute. Yeah, building things like I do certainly takes a lot of back and forth manipulation. So which trains are now jammed up? Now, look, we're actually flowing. Again, like I said, it's not perfect. They will collide with each other, so to speak, periodically, but at least they're building for the moment. And what else is there to work on? I know what there is to work on. No, we already planned that out. Probably the biggest other thing that I want to work on at this moment, and this is one of the reasons I like cut the video, because I get into these moments where I'm, you know, there's just not a lot in some ways going on. We have our steel mill connection, which is excellent, but we also have, you know, this is something we can do real quick. We have this truck that's filling up this, and we're using this steel, and we're using this steel. But I was thinking that maybe, like, if we can find this truck that fills up this one, maybe we can send him up to yeah, here it goes. This might be him here. Yeah. I would like to add whatever he can't drop off. Let's just have him head all the way up to Molna, even though it might be a waste at some points here. And we're going to add a stop to go to there. So we're going to tell him, don't wait here anymore. And then unload all your steel when you get up to Molna. Because we are now officially filled with steel, in a sense. Like, all of our construction things have enough steel, or darn near, unless we're actively using it. So even this, and then we have another guy that comes down to here, and he just drops off. That is something we'll have to do, is, I think we're gonna have to, but we probably should, or could, improve getting this steel and other things down to here. Maybe we'll do that after Lumbrisca. How's that sound? Now, you guys don't seem very busy. You got done all that pretty quick, didn't you? Yeah, road's done. So let's set them to building these two houses. Just do both so we don't have to come back again for a little bit. Very good. So Revergrad seems pretty happy. Let's take a look at our education. It's always good to check that you don't have a lot of adults that are waiting. It looks like we're in excellent shape here, which I would expect because this is where we're doing that. Now here's another thing. Boy, it would be nice to make electronic components, huh? How many people do we actually have? We've got over 600 college-educated people, so I think that's going to be plenty for the moment. Let's go ahead and get semiconductors. Right, and then we could eventually, I mean, we need to do it eventually, and now's probably as good a time as any. Let's also go and check the education. We got 2 schools up here. We have a few adults in there. And now we still have 26 highly educated people there and 33 there. So really what I'd like, it would be nice if you could put up certain alarms. Like in other words, tell me when these 2 buildings are done and just pause the game. Like that would be a pretty neat feature, you know, where you could, because then, see, like all of my buildings are almost completely full of people. So it's hard to move people about. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? As horrible as this sounds, we already have a road node here, so we won't be, I'm always conscious now of creating more nodes. But I think what I want to do, yeah, let's just build it kind of off out of the way, little dirt road. And I am actually going to build, this is going to be like the gulag. So let's come here and let's just get, I don't know, it really doesn't make any difference since we're producing every, well, you know what, let's build something different that holds as many as possible. Yeah, this is all prefab panels and whatnot. Can we still fit this in here, or was I a knucklehead about it? Yeah, look, that was pretty good that it's actually green. There we go. So we're when somebody gets done with Lumbrisca, we're gonna build this. And it's probably a pain in the butt spot because it's so far away, but these people will not be very happy. And I will actually be able to take people out of a flat. Like if this town, like if all of these buildings are completely full, particularly, you know, like right now, let's say I wanted to bring up more teachers to this town because we don't have enough. I can't move anybody out because every building is just jammed packed. But what I could do is, as a matter of fact, let's assign, well, no, we can't, you know, like I can't assign teachers to here. I can't pull them out of Revergrad because I can't take anyone out of this because I don't have any other place on the map that I, you know, like even these buildings I think are relatively new. Look, they're just about full. Is this one full? Well, this one has, so I could probably do it, but then I got to do it like 5 at a time, if that makes sense. So in other words, I can, when I am absolutely completely full, I can delete some people out. Like I can, you know, take some people out of a building and then move the educated people in. You know, then it would be like the gulag. Here, let's even call it that. Where is that? I don't know what gulag means, but here, let's go to here, here, and then I don't even know how to spell gulag, but we'll try. There you go. That's how I would spell it. Gulag. There you go. So when we send you to the gulag, we expect you to escape over to our Soviet brothers there, right? Because you're not going to be very happy living with no food and no anything else. And I assume that won't make anybody else unhappy. I'm assuming that's a valid technique. Yeah, see, this is a regular road. It's not a fancy road. We might want to make that a fancy road. All right, this one's done. Yep. So we can get that assigned. It doesn't really matter, does it? No, but I would like to get this guy building stuff. Let's assign the sawmill, and then we can worry about assigning these guys, hopefully from this point on, and these guys to doing the roads. Well, the farming ski is doing this now. But it'll be a while for building all these little roads and all these little connections. What are you doing? You just don't have any people, huh? Yeah, you have buses, so you should be... Now, why? Okay. You're just running one bus, I guess? Okay. No. Here it comes, I hope. Yeah, Lambriska Construction Office. Good. Yeah, the further away you get from your sources, it just really slows your construction down. But hey, it's good. And then this is another question. Let's go check our trains, make sure that it doesn't take them much. Oh, look at that. I know I didn't fix it because I know I had a jam up, but I definitely made it. We haven't jammed up for what, 15 minutes, and that's a significant difference compared to what was happening before. So what are we working on? Yeah, this guy's working on that. Good. Yeah, good. So we're making progress, and we're not. Yeah, and to be honest, to get two guys steady working on the path down here is a good thing, because that's going to take a while to get that railroad track that, you know, all the way up there. And I'm concerned about our efficiency when it comes to, you know, getting in here and doing things, but we'll just have to see what happens. Okay, so that's good. So what was the other thing that I was just going to do before I checked on that? I absolutely, completely forget this moment. That's not so good for YouTube, is it? Oh, this road. Can we... Here, you know what? This is a little bit goofy, but let's go to roads. And I'm just going to demolish. Yeah, good. Just a bit got demolished. So it's going to have to be out like here to connect. So I'm going to take this. I need a free excavator. Will you connect that? Yeah, okay. It'll be a minor miracle if I can get that out of there. Yeah, so there's no way I'm coming down this hill. Yeah, so let's go get... Where? I wonder if those guys even made it back to that place yet, did they? Yeah, they're further along than this. Remember we reassign these guys down here? Wonder where they're at. Oh, there they are. Look, they're pretty close. Okay, well, never mind, guys. Come back here for a minute. There we go. Good. Is this gas station still functioning? Sort of, but I don't know how he's getting filled up. All right, so we'll wait on those guys to get up here, but what I'll do is, let's see, let's see if we can get further this way, because I'd like to just build a dirt road, because we're going to repave this as well. No, we don't like that. Yeah, no, okay. See, there we go. We can come right down to here. Yeah, see, we're just going to have to... And that'll let us get all of that, and then we'll need to get... Well, from this point... Yeah, there's not a real good dirt road to intercept. From this point here... Because if they're... I mean, it's not pretty, but if I go to repave this, they can go around the mountain this way, right? Like, so they're not going to be completely jammed up while I'm repaving all of this. So there's no reason to do a dirt road this whole way other than, you know, a little bit of efficiency. But so we'll do a dirt road parallel to the railroad tracks there. And at some point, I don't think I need to be on the other side of the railroad tracks, but now we already are, so that'll be fine. Good. Alright, so now we just have to wait, right? What else can we check on? People are happy. Yeah. I mean, education, we didn't check on here. How are we doing? Oh, yeah, this is nice. Now, do we have enough people still? Yeah, we should have. Well, we're not going to get a whole lot of teachers, more than that, teachers and staff, so at least we're catching up on the problem, I hope. Getting people educated, that is. Okay, there we go. The party had to come to an end. Alright, so can I tell which one you are? One of you is this guy, which is Overlooker 3. So let's start with deleting Overlooker 3. No. Liptopia? There you go. Alright, so that means you are probably coming back in here. And I do really want to get this finished, because if I got that finished, could I make this one way? I don't want to set, let's not set this guy out, because he's liable to just get in another traffic jam when this guy comes back. But I'm wondering if I could do the one-way thing, at least like this signal. The problem is, until I do the one-way signal here, I don't know that they're going to know. Like, it's sort of like you have to kind of have one-way, I think, everywhere. Like, this has to be one-way, and then they... I don't know. We'll see. They're not overly smart, and there's no way to tell them. Like, I don't think there's any way to do waypoints. Certainly not on the construction vehicles. Hopefully there's a way to do waypoints on the trains. I don't even know. Alright, so now that he's past there... Oh, he's going back in anyway. Okay, well, hopefully this works out. See, now this is where these two signals and this extra track come in. Because this guy will be able to figure out not to run into this guy, usually. Yeah, see? So there you go. So at least that part worked. But I have a feeling he's going to go in there and get supplies, turn around, come back out, and then jam this guy up, because he's just going to go make a loop, come back in. But we'll see. Sometimes they do actually pick, quote, right track. Yeah, see, this is, it would be nice, you can't, it would be nice if I could let this guy keep going, but I can't, because otherwise, if I put a signal of any sort on here, it jams him up and then he doesn't come back. Or, you know, when they come back in, then they're likely to get jammed up here, so. We only have 3 constructions assigned. Let's see. See, this is, if they don't take the right track, which this guy might. It depends on, I forget which track this guy's working on. If he's working on this one, and he is, of course, I don't think this is going to work. No. As a matter of fact, you know what? We're just going to cancel that, because I don't think it wouldn't have worked anyway, because he's going to come back and get jammed up. And really, nobody can come in and out while he's working on this little piece of track. And I hope that's where he's going. Yeah, I also had to take out my extra signals here because it was jamming things up. I put 2 more right there. But at least now when they get, this sort of has it straightened out, where I had signals up here that were just like always red. Not 100% sure why. But now that I have it like this, at least this doesn't get jammed up if nobody's working in there. Yeah, and see, this is what I mean. This is going to be jammed up no matter what. So let's delete this project, so that guy will be ready to go as soon as this guy gets done. Let's, in the meantime, go check our. We'll hit these folks. Yeah, so he's busy doing the sawmill. He's still working on that road, but to be honest, he's doing the last stage of that road. So can we give him some other task to do with like dump trucks and such. Yes, let's give him this to work on. And then you... is that a footpath? Where's your road connection? Let's go like this, and then we can... so I need to get a road connection across the back there, don't I? Alright, well if that's the case, then let's go ahead and assign this guy to work on this. Good. Keep these guys busy. Busy-ish. Now these guys should also... Oh, you know what we don't have up here? We don't have a firehouse. Let's, wouldn't mind if the firehouse was sort of close to the entrance of town so they can cover, like, our sawmill if it catches on fire. Our electrical lines are pretty annoying. But let's see. I'm just going to use this because I might be able to get it to level. Okay, well, we'll wait till we have a free excavator. But we'll just, I think I'll put it somewhere close to here, even though that's the cliff that we're leveling up. Oh, that's right. You know what, though? Can I do it? No, I bet you I still need... I forgot all about it. We got our new... Again, this is in the test thing. Yeah, so I need a free bulldozer to level or whatnot. But at least we have now this new height from center tool we can try out. And again, that's on... If you go to Steam and you go to Properties, and then you go to... I don't know, I forget, versions or whatever. One of the tabs in there over to the right, like you'll see... You know, oh, it says betas, I think. Look for betas, and then you pick the test beta, and you get that. I haven't really noticed a huge number of other changes. Maybe things are running smoother, and I don't know it. A couple things I went and looked for would be, not so much this, but like, did they do anything where you can control the silos better? I don't see any mechanism for controlling those at that point. The other thing I was hoping for was, like, every time I come in, if I select a building, it says get citizens is checked. So if I forget to do that, I end up buying citizens, and not so much such a big deal now. I've got millions, but when I didn't have much money, that was sort of a bigger issue. That was definitely a bigger issue. All right. So anyway, these guys are busy. Are we all jammed up over here? I mean, or is this guy done? Oops. So this guy's done that. So let's see. Can I get... Well, let's assign two people to go further away. You go there. Somebody go there. And then let's send somebody... Whichever track isn't as far along. You go there. Let's see if I can't get two people... working in here. Okay, so keep sending them out the one first entrance there. That's okay. I can live with that. Because these guys should be well on their way before this guy tries to do his loop. And then once that guy gets done, I'll assign one of these. Once this guy gets into this space, the other guy should be able to go back out without them conflicting. Alright, what else? We have, rather than just sitting there staring at those guys, which sometimes we're going to have to do, I think. Yeah, pause. Good. Okay, perfect. So what I can do now, let's just put these guys here and here so I know I get the right ones. What I need to do now that it's paused, is I want to come up here to this and this. See, these are both applied. These guys send their people to the schools. And this is another annoyance right here. If you watch, I'm going to say take. See, it doesn't. It'll take my educated people back out of here. No, it's not. Maybe they might have changed that. Oh no, it did. See, they went down to 29, and then this one now has 2 educated people. Well, then again, I'm also reducing the number so much, so that's probably fine. Let's stop. Right, so we got room for plenty more. One more time. Okay. So now what we need to do is find some educated people. Often they seem to be a little closer to the store. And there's 28 of them. There's another 31 of them. And we don't want to. I don't want to necessarily strip the whole. It's only got 5, 3. 17. Let's. All right. So now let's come back up here and take the educated people from there and jam them into here. All right. So now we got 43 in that one. Nice. Nice. So this one's done. And this one. It's 50. Very good. Yeah, we're just going to go for the gusto while we're doing it. Good. So now we have a bunch of educated people up here, and then this one's already full. So let's just do the same thing here. Yeah, because we only have 30. We will build our gulag up there to get rid of some people, but if you don't have to get rid of people, you probably shouldn't. All right, so now I need to take people out of here and so we want to now we have plenty of room for people. We just need to find more. 14's not a ton, but 6 now. Definitely the closer they live to the university. So that's 30 some. Yeah, and I think we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, let's just take care of this. If we're just going to put these people in here for now, and that'll be plenty. It's this one, right? Yeah. So let's just take these people. Very good. These. Good. So now, with the last little bit of space, these 20 people, I'm actually just going to boost a house up here. So I think I'll remember that these people should go work in the school. I don't think I did that. No, I didn't otherwise specify any of the other houses, right? No. So this house will be the school workers for farming ski. And yeah, so we're gonna have to go get rid of some of them, which would be dump them into there. Right, so now we got room for a couple, even though we lost. Why did we lose so many educated people? let's take some. How many do we need? This should be enough. Alright, there we go. So now I'll take the educated people. Okay, there we go. It also probably helps, because I didn't fill everything up to the maximum, it probably helps in certain areas with the alleviate the 21-year-olds. How are we doing with that? Alright, let's start playing it. So we should be in better shape in each area with having at least a few more educated, even if we didn't have a particular problem before. So now we have, you know, I've heard and thought about, I think you need at least 3 times the number of people in order to do a job. So if you want this to stay full of teachers all the time, you should have in the neighborhood of 45 teachers for a school. And now we have 57. So we should be pretty steady, because that gives them, you know, if a shift is 8 hours, that gives them plenty. So we should be, by and large, maximizing this out. Hopefully we get enough staff going in there. Seems to be a little bit of our weakness right now. But heck, we're educating quite a few people. I'm fine with that. And how's our trains doing? All jammed up? No, because we're just not jammed up. So we've got that somewhat solved. Or are we just not working on anything else? Is that... No, we got... Oh, that's right. I was going to put another person on, but now this guy's coming back out before I paid attention, isn't he? Yeah, he's going back to get supplies. How are these guys doing? This one's building. That one's building. Yeah, we could use another assigned train here, but I guess we want to wait till that guy comes back. Actually, we don't really know which way he's going, do we? Or do we? All right, let's get... Oh no, so he is going in there. Wonderful. Yeah, they stop at the beginning of their construction thing, I noticed. So let's go and take him, and so you go work on that. So he's in that block here, so we should be okay. Steel guy went to go get more steel. Good sign. There you go. So there's more of the action. I think I want to pause it for a minute, just take a short break. We'll let, you know, I don't think, well, let's go back. It's just, this is just non-stop. I don't know how much I want to actually show this repetitive, just checking and building. You know, it's a lot of bouncing. Like, at one point I thought about like fast forwarding these things, and but it's just, it doesn't make any sense on the fast forward. It's not like it would be great if you could like leave a camera here to catch the action, but I'm not going to sit there and replay things multiple times, like, you know, and if as soon as I sit here for like a minute, which in fast forward, if you fast forward it a lot, is not very long, you know, you start worrying about, well, is the other construction, are the trains jammed up, are the people happy, or the whatever else. How are we doing this? This is not a very efficient road building. Do we not have... Why are you not doing better? You're not assigned to that. Who is assigned? Where's Limbriska 4? That's 5. So who's assigned to this? Is it Farminsky, I guess? That's right. Yeah, Farminsky is. So why are you not covered truck? Where'd your covered truck go? You know what? We're just going to buy you a covered truck at that point. We don't have any American covered trucks, right? No. All right, so just because I got a lot of American money. Covered truck, covered haul. Well, we'll give you the biggest. There you go. All right. Well, that solved that problem, didn't it? Now we never gave this guy anything else to do, did we? No. Let's get him to pave a road. Good. It's kind of a long stretch in town. And that will jam up getting gravel, won't it? I don't think they're going to be able to complete that. Oh, no, because it's already gravel. They'll just have to get asphalt. Okay, good. And the asphalt will flow because it's conveyor fed, so. But you got to watch out for that. Like, I went to do this and tried to assign 2 jobs, and they couldn't get to the asphalt plant. So, good. So that'll work. All right, like I said, let me take a little break, even though I know it's 40 minutes in. But then I'll just get a few more things progressed a little bit, and then I'll come right back. All right, see you in a second. Okay, just a few minutes have passed, and I am predicting a traffic jam here in a second. Let's see if these guys go the right way, so to speak, though this guy did come up this track, which is a little bit encouraging. Let's see, does this guy pick the right track to come back in on? The right-hand side over here. Yes. Good. Good, so once he gets off that block, this guy should be able to go. Watch what happens with the trucks. They drive through each other. Oh. Okay, stay to signal. I've seen them sometimes where it, like, releases them and then... Yep, so this guy I sent back into here... So we shouldn't have another traffic jam because, well, we'll see. Because I don't know how fast he's going to turn around after well, no, I don't know how fast he's going to turn around. I don't know. We're building tracks. Anyway, I thought about something as I was sitting there. I want to get rid of this. Yes. So in other words, we could probably, let's just use the delete tool for a second here. Well, no, you know what? I don't want 2 tracks in and out of there. We're just going to get rid of this one. Okay. Let's just select that. Do it the safe way. There. We don't really need 2 tracks for gravel at this moment. And if we do, we can work that out later. But in the meantime, we'll just, and it will just have like, these will be like 2 real long spurs coming in, you know, into either one of these depots. So that way there's no conflicts or added complexity going on there. All the complexity will happen right here if we get it straightened out, right? And then, yeah, so hopefully that'll cause less problems. Let's go check. It hasn't been that long at all. Like I said, about time for me to get a cup of coffee. And how are we doing here? Are we done? Yes, so we're done that little section of road, which means we should have a free excavator. And for that reason, I'm going to pause it because I hate when my excavator decides to go get gas in the middle of a leveling job. And so let's close this and let's go to our new fancy schmancy level tool. I need a free bulldozer. Oh, I didn't. I don't have a bulldozer up here. All right. Well, you know what we don't need? We don't need a cement mixer. Where is that depot? Oh, where did I put? Oh, I sent them all the way down there. That's fine. You know what? You're gone. And you are just going to purchase a shiny new bulldozer. Here, we can play it so that truck actually gets out of the road. And again, no American bulldozers. No, I've got an American asphalt paver. Looks a little bit like a bulldozer. There we go. Alright, so now let's pause and do our leveling thing. So let's see how the new leveling tool works. I don't know if they adjusted the leveling in any other way. This will be curious. Oh yeah, look, this is a big benefit. Let's level. You know, I want my wireframe tool so I can. Yeah, this is a big benefit because before we couldn't, you know, it was hard to get the building in close enough to. Yeah, so we keep. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, in this case, bigger will be fine. Yeah, so it's, I mean, if you don't like building leveling, I mean, this is definitely doing the trick, isn't it? At least enough that we could get the thought of a fire station in here. So let's go back over to see how much room. Now, do we want to, you know, I don't want too many, like this would be like a main road potentially, so I don't want too many connections on said main road. You know, now that I'm looking at this screen, we're getting enough money. We're becoming a little, we're not self-sufficient. We either go for self-sufficiency or, yeah, see, I don't think I'm going to get that in there with those wires the way they are, but we could probably do like this side of the road, right? So let's go ahead and put a paved road. Well, let's level up some more. And then we could get a road, you know, straight out from here. If it ever levels. You know, let's try the, let's see if they made this more powerful. Not significantly so, but this all needs to come up. Are you better off using that leveling, which seems to be wanting to level an area more than I really need it leveled? Or are you better off using this? Thank you, game save. There we go. So let's see, firehouse. Well, yeah, let's. Where's the firehouse? There it is. It's down further than I would want it to be. Still kind of like building leveling a little bit. I mean, is it faster? Okay, so now let's go back and put in the road. And then can we get the firehouse in? Oops. Get the firehouse in. No, what am I doing? There we go. And let's spin it around till we get it square with the road so it looks perfect. Now, can we get a road connection? I don't like the fact that it didn't connect. No. Too sharp a turn. So we gotta pull it back off of there a little bit. And you know what, I wanna, for the sake of future expansion, just make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I still kind of like the building leveling if you want to be a little bit faster about things. And I don't know that that's totally true, but there we go. So now we're connecting. Let's go back up towards the road. And I can still see... Oh, and then I didn't build the road, but I actually clicked it. I don't understand why. But we should be able to connect now, I bet. Yeah. All right, there we go. So let's commit to those roads. And so now we'll have a firehouse. And did it put a path in? Huh. Good. Yeah, that shouldn't be... Well, the houses will be right here, so that should be fine. Oh, look, is this road almost done? Boy, look at that. Amazing when you have a covered thing to bring the electronic components out. Okay, good. So now we can assign somebody to build this road. And we're still in the middle of, let's play time again and get rid of our wireframe. We still have bring bricks and whatnot up to here, but that's just part of the nature of the beast when you start doing far away constructions. So we are working on everything we can in Lumbriska. We just have trucks, nothing's going on there, nothing's going on here. Our rail, we have 4 construction projects, 3 of which are actively being built. Nobody's jammed up at this exact second in where they normally jam up. Is this road? Yep, this road's still getting built, a railroad. Yep, these guys are plugging away at that. Where are you going? You're coming back in. Okay, so you're going to go work on this one, I bet, one of these. What, the other one? Yep, other one's pushing this one out. Good, so we're in good shape. What about over here? Are you done paving? Oh, geez. You done paving your road? Yes, you are. So let's give you another little tiny section just so it looks nice. Even though I don't think many trucks... Well, yeah, no, when we go to do construct... Well, we can go to either one, can't we? Well, no, we'll go to this one. This really doesn't need to be paved, but... Let's do it anyway. Just so it's not that one little tiny thing not paved. Another road. Well, we could talk about maybe... Do we pull the construction crew out of here? Because, I mean, they're pretty much done. You know, here's another thing. What is this? This is an aggregate loading. We don't need an aggregate loading there. I mean, we're just never gonna... I mean, if we do the little bit of aggregate loading we may do, we'll just do from this small aggregate center. It's working out fine. And, you know, if we bring it in, we'll bring it in through here. So we really probably don't even need this unloading, but it's the unloading I don't think is hurting anybody much. Let's get, you know, this road is a busy road, and they do have, I believe, yeah, they can go through town if they have to. So I think what I'll do is, even though when it's not a long stretch, they have a hard time getting up to speed anyway. Oh, you know what I want to do? Well, no, I don't want to cut it off just yet. Let's say we definitely need to. Maybe in the next episode we'll figure out what we want to do with storage of things down here. Because maybe we could bring in another. You know, I don't know. Do we really need more for? Just for construction purposes, could we just rebalance what we're doing here, or should we bring the stuff in by train? Which, to me, seems like this is a lot of overkill, in my opinion. You know, it's just a lot. What we can do, though, I think, is I'm going to pull this guy out of here because we don't need to buy any more boards. Even if we're doing construction, you know, because before, we're not going to use that many boards to build all this up. And yeah, so we got a firehouse. Did we miss anything else? Oh, I think one of the things we could talk about, and I don't know how it works exactly, is, let's just see, we don't have any construction people here. Well, you know what, would we build it by Revergrad? We can talk about other things too, like hospitals and other areas, but would we build a radio station? Pollution monitoring. But that thing's kind of massive, isn't it? Look at that, it would fit. I mean, is that... Yeah, you know what? The radio station should be in Revergrad. Even, I don't know, does it have a range or anything like that where it's... How expensive is this thing? Oof. But hey, we're producing everything but the boards. And they shouldn't cost us overly much. What do boards cost these days? Lumber. There it is. Yeah, I'm not worried about buying the boards. Really, the whole doing Lumbriska is more to say we are self-sufficient. Because I think when we're self-sufficient, I'm going, and our rail is up, and we've played with a lot of stuff. I think I'm going to consider ending, you know, the series at that point. Like once we've sort of built most or many things, and maybe we'll restart another series. I don't know, and that's still a ways off, so don't worry. But there will be some point where I'll probably want to end this. And I mean, at this point, the money is really not the challenge, right? We're past that point, and you know, when you're doing all the construction manually, it really changes some of the dynamic in the sense that, like, once you get your people going and you're building manually, now we could ramp up how much stuff we're building at any one point. Of course, we can, you know, we don't have to just sit here and watch Lumbriska. We could talk about those components. You know what? Can we do the other? How many educated people do we have? We still have 500, and I think we're in good shape. Yeah, let's do. I know we're still doing the semiconductors research, so we can't do much about that. Okay. But I was going to say we could do the other research here just to say we got it all done, and then when it comes to the construction, what is that? Yeah, see, there's electrical components. We need plastics and steel and chemicals. Plastic factory needs chemicals. Fabric factory. Various industry. It's oil and bitumen, isn't it? Chemical plant. So chemical plant. Boy, it needs kind of a little bit of everything, doesn't it? Wood and crops and oil. Okay, well, that'll be a goal for us here. And chemical plant needing wood and crops sounds like something we might do up by Farming Ski, huh? I mean, we have crops here. We'll have... Oh, yeah, you know what? We'll have to get wood out of here. But I don't think there's any reason why between one of our things here that we can't do that. Are you finally done this road, Farminsky? Yeah, let's assign that. Yeah, very good. All right, so let's build this road, I think, next. Good. So those guys will stay busy. How are you doing over here? You need a few more boards, a little bit of steel, or a few more boards to keep going with the bricklaying. You've made decent progress this episode on at least one thing. And yeah, so, well, we could probably, well, see, we don't have, well, we could put another rail line in here and plan on sitting two trains in here. One that would wait for wood, or we could just do a train that waits for lumber and boards. Or well, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to think about that more. But, or we just drive them over here by truck, because then we would have crops close by. Gravel would not be extremely far. I mean, we might have to truck it over. But it certainly seems like, do we make a whole nother little town like right up here? And make that like a chemical, and we could drag oil up here, and you know, I know we have a plastics thing that I put down here. What does the plastics thing need? Can't tell by clicking on the semi-done building, but the plastic factory needs chemicals and oil. So we could always, you know, bring chemicals back over to here. So we're going to need to bring chemicals, you know, to the fabric thing too. So it's not like we're not going to be redistributing, but we can. So there's no, what I was wondering is if there's any reason that the plastic factory would benefit from being up there. And I'm not sure that there is. Like, it's just, we need oil and chemicals, so we have oil right here already hooked up. It's probably easier to bring chemicals back to here than it would be to bring oil over to there. But we have to bring oil over to there anyway because, yeah, so maybe there is a benefit to not building this plastics factory, and we'll build the plastic factory next to the chemical factory, and then we would just need to get wood, crops, and gravel to it. But then we would have a plastics factory, and then the plastics factory would lead into being able to, yeah, we would need steel and chemicals, so I would say our electrical components. So we would have an electrical components and plastic. Does that make sense? And I think we're getting over an hour here on the episode. But yeah, let's consider, you know, let's just do this to remind ourselves. Primo is a wonderful name, Primo. We're going to call this Chem Skull. I don't know. Anybody who's from eastern side of Europe, let me know if Chem Skull is an insult to people by accident, but like chemical, Chemtown, you know, if we were American. Yeah, so. But then again, I guess it's no worse than menu button, is it? Where is menu button? Oh, there's menu button. Yeah, the menu button substation. So yeah, anyway, we'll think about having like a chemical based, the things that need chemicals, and we'll put another rail line up to it, and we'll get like an oil tank there, and then we'll build an oil thing here, which is all part of the plan. And how is our bitumen doing? We're taking away too much bitumen. Yeah. Where are you going? Your bitumen delivery, which I have no issue with, but I need to find, that's a fuel. There you go. Yeah, you know what? You're going to need to take a break, buddy. I'm going to bring you back to here. I know you got stuff on you, but go back to there and take a break. And then let's take a break from, we don't need any more American dollars. So can I find the... Okay, now you're doing regular deliveries. Can I find the guy who is... Pretty sure I was selling bitumen to the Americans. What are you doing? You're a fuel guy. Yeah, I don't see it. That's okay. Well, I'm kind of going over And again, like I've said to a few people, have suggested longer episodes or more involved episodes. And the problem is that if I get too long, I end up having issues with the software that does the rendering. I have enough RAM, but it seems to like limit itself. So once the video gets too big, then it just sort of like all starts locking up to the point it just stops eventually if it's just way too big. So I will cut the video here and we will come back. I won't do too much off camera. Might get a few more railroads placed. Speaking of which, do we have a traffic jam? Oh yeah, we got a full-fledged. There you go. That's exactly what tends to happen. So I got to sit here and baby. So I may babysit this a little more and get a tiny bit done between the episodes. But let's just start deleting assignments until we're not completely jammed up. There we go. So at least somebody's heading off to do something, and I'll figure that out. And once again, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think about showing more or less of the action, so to speak. I think, you know, sometimes the action is appealing. Other times, I'm not sure if it's very exciting at all. Like, and I know there's some of you that are going to want it one way and some that don't. So I don't want to make. I want to try to make a video that's as appealing to as many people as possible. So please, if you have any opinion about it, let me know. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Take care, and bye-bye.